The post-All-Star break in impressive fashion. Beat the Phillies in the first two of a four-game set. Cole Hamels on the hill facing Xavier Nady. Nady to Jimmy Rollins. He thought about third, but throws the first instead. Take another look. He may have got him, but instead takes a safe route. Starlin Castro safe at third. Let's flash back to Thursday. Castro at third, tied at 2, and well, he steals home on the squeeze play. Cubs win 12-6. Next batter today, Ryan Theriot. They try the same play. The squeeze works, and nobody's at first, so Theriot is safe. Cubs up 1-0. Cubs got to press the envelope these days. Not playing well. All right, top 9. Carlos Marmol on, and he just falls apart. Last 15 outings, only 4 runs. He allowed that many in the ninth today. Giovanni Soto can't hang on to the ball. Tyler Colvin. His throw was perfect, but Brian Schneider safe at home. Later in the inning, Rollins, that's a wild pitch. Ross Glode scores. Phillies up 2-1. Still in the ninth, Jason Worth, he walks. Marmol, 2/3 of an innings, 4 earned, 5 walks. Phillies win 4-1. They have now won 5 of 7.
Cincinnati getting Edinson Volquez back for a start of the season after Tommy John surgery. A little shaky in the first. Carlos Gonzalez singles right. Dexter Fowler scores. Rockies take a 1-0 lead. Later in the inning, man on second, 2 outs. He gets Seth Smith swinging. Volquez, 22 pitches in the first, but he limits the damage with the strikeout. Then he was on point afterwards. Miguel Olivo. What do you have? Absolutely nothing. Ian Stewart, breezy. The pitcher, Jorge De La Rosa, no chance. Volquez, like he never left. 6 innings, 3 hits, 1 earned, 9 Ks, hitting 95 at times on the gun. Drew Stubbs providing support. Deep to left off of De La Rosa. 2-run job, Reds up 2-1. But you know what, Stubbs, not done. Bottom of the 4th, deep to right this time. Second career multi-home run game, both coming this month. Reds lead at 4-1. De La Rosa, 6 earned runs in this one. Later in that inning now, it's a 3-0 pitch. Brandon Phillips is at the plate. Takes the pitch. Umpire Sam Holbrook calls it a strike. Next pitch, Phillips, well, you know what? I think Phillips is going to like that Holbrook called it a strike. Yeah, because that one ain't coming back. Reds had 5 hits. 4 were home runs. Rockies have dropped 3 straight after that 6-game winning streak. And, of course, Volquez.
Wainwright this year at home, filthy. 9-0, an ERA of 1.43. Top 4, runner on second, Casey Blake. Sharp grounded to third, Felipe Lopez. Look at Albert Pujols with the diving grab at first. You forget when he's so good offensively how good he is defensively. Bottom 4, Hiroki Kuroda. That one inside the line at first by Skip Schumacher. Jonathan Jay scores. Cards up 1-0. Kuroda, 6 innings, 4 hits, 1 earned. Top 6. James Loney, the 6-4-3 double play. Wainwright out of the jam. He went 6 strong, 5 hits, no runs. Let's fast forward, 9th inning now. Cards up 2-0. Runner at first. Watch Loney here. He's going to pop out the first, then he grabs his left leg. Molina holds on to Loney, make sure he doesn't fall over. Clearly in pain. Assisted off the field, a left leg injury. He is day-to-day. 2 batters later, Ryan Franklin gets Casey Blake to fly out to right. Cardinals win their 3rd straight since the All-Star break. Wainwright, oh, silly. He wins his 10th straight start at home.
7 straight against the Mariners. Howie Kendrick and the boys trying to get things done. Bottom of the 2nd, 2 on. Kendrick up the middle. Look at Sean Figgins, the former Angel, doing his thing, but the throw from Jack Wilson is low. Brandon Wood scores on the error. Mariners' 3rd error in the first 2 innings. Angels lead at 4-1. Justice Smoke making things happen for his new team. Of course, came over in that Cliff Lee deal. Mariners down 6-4. Home run to left, his 10th of the year. Smoke 3 for 4, 2 RBI. Bottom of the 7, we're now tied at 6. Not tied anymore. Juan Rivera untying things, his 11th of the season off of Brian Sweeney. Angels regain that lead 7-6. Top 9, Brian Fuentes. In to close it out, gets Jack Wilson ended. Angels win their 3rd straight. Mariners have now dropped 12 of 14, 7-6.
White Sox 26 of 32 they've won despite a loss on Friday. Now, Carl Pavana for the Twins, he's been playing well with this mustache, and we got to thinking some other famous mustaches. Tom Selleck, Magnum P.I. How about Queen frontman Freddie Mercury? Teddy Roosevelt, 26 U.S. president, and then, of course, Mario of Super Mario Brothers fame. Back to the ball game. Paul Konerko. He says, I don't care about no stinking mustache. I don't know if he said that, but it sounded cool.
It sounded good.
All right.
He did say that.
White Sox trail 3-2. All right. Top 5. Pavano facing Juan Pia. Grounds out to second. Pavano needed only 6 pitches to complete the top half of the 5th. Bottom 5, Mark Burley was dealing. Denard Span. Burley takes 7 pitches to complete his half of the 5th. He would go the distance for the White Sox. Top 9, closer John Rouse chilling. Pavano facing Omar Vizquel. That one inside the bag at 3rd. So the tying run aboard, reliever Matt Guerrier begins warming up. But after a ground outs and after some warm-up, Vizquel to 3rd. Konerko, seriously, goes down swinging. 2 out. Pavano's still in the game. How about Carlos Quentin? No, he didn't. He grounds out to short. Pavano complete game, 2 earned, 6 Ks. The game 1 hour, 52 minutes.
Strikeout 7th in the NL. Nats got a taste of the goodness on Saturday. Adam Dunn gets no runners on the corners. Johnson out in the jam. Meanwhile, somebody get out the bee suits. Bees buzzing around the ballpark, so a section of the park closed off. Then again, they can't do that with no ill effects in Florida because the Marlins don't draw that well. Top of the 3rd, Livan Hernandez, the opposing pitcher trying to do some damage to Johnson's hand. Johnson using his hand to slow that ball down. Still good enough to throw out the pitcher at first base. Trainers looked at it, but he's a big boy. He stayed in the game. Still going strong. Dunn gets none. Strikes out swinging again. Top of the 5th, he done it again. 3rd strikeout with runners in scoring position. That's 0 for 9 as a team with runners in scoring position. Josh Willingham also a victim. Johnson 6 innings, no earned, 7 Ks. Top of the 9th, Leo Nunez to close it down. Strikes out Nigel Morgan. Marlins winning 2-0. Johnson lowers that ERA to 1.62.
Place Atlanta, 5-game bulge over 2nd place New York. Prince Fielder, long night for him. Top 7. Boy, he gets all of that one.
Knew it, too.
When he unloads. His 21st, we're tied at 2. Let's go to the 8th now. Brewers up 6-3. Prince Fielder, well, he has to duck. Johnny Venters is on the mound, so Angel Hernandez gives a warning, and then Fielder furious as he gets plunked in the back. Let's go back to Friday. Fielder hit in the knee by Tommy Hanson. I'm not sure Fielder wants to go back to Atlanta 8 times too. All right, back to Saturday one more time, right between the 2 and the 8. Venters and Bobby Cox ejected. By the way, the 156th career ejection for Bobby Cox. Braves lose. First road start for the new Texas Aces. The first-place Rangers continue their series at Fenway. Bottom 5, Bill Hall, sit down. 2 outs. Next batter, Kevin. You got any cash? Look it. 5 strikeouts through 5 for Lee. Top 6, game now tied at 1. How about Nelson Cruz? Off of John Lackey to center. Vlad Guerrero comes around to score. Josh Hamilton going to 3rd. He's safe there. Rangers up 2-1. Lee now in line for the win. Let's go bottom 9. Lee facing Kevin Youkilis. 2 outs. Oh, the Uke. He ties the game. Scutero scores. Lee, 9 innings, 2 earned, 6 hits, 6 strikeouts. Bottom 10 now, Mike Cameron. Off of Alexi Ogando. This one deep. Caught by Nelson Cruz, a very underrated outfielder for the Rangers. So the game stayed tight.
I thought it was Ogando. It was off Ogando.
It is off Ogando.
But it wasn't Ogando.
No. It's Mike Cameron. Oh. All right, let's go 11th. Darnell McDonald. Sack bunt, and then all kinds of things happen. Ogando throws a second. Marco Scutero goes into 3rd. So now after an intentional walk, we got bases loaded, nobody out for that guy again. Kevin Youkilis. There's your ball game. First career walk-off sack fly for Youkilis. Boston wins their first game after trailing. After 8 innings this season, they're now 1-31. They win 3-2. Had the Orioles number this year. They won 7 straight this season. Top 8, Jose Bautista having himself a year. Got all up on that one. Off of Jason Burkett, his 25th. That leads the majors. Blue Jays up 3-2. Bottom 9, Kevin Gregg walks Julio Lugo. That loads the base. Cito Gassis says, all right, you're done. Gregg, not pleased, says something. But that brings in Sean Camp to face Cesar Esteuris. Looks to be a smart decision. Sturz grounds out. Blue Jays now 8-0 this year against Baltimore.
Tigers and Indians playing too. Justin Verlander on the hump in game 1 for the Tigers. Bottom 6, Indians down 3-2, bases loaded. Verlander's pitch gets away. That's wild. Shelley Duncan fast enough to score. Indians tied a game at 3. Verlander's 6 innings, 3 earned, 9 Ks, 5 walks, his most walks in 2 years. Bottom of the 7. Same score, men on first and second for Trevor Crowe. Gets down and low. Matt Laporta comes around. He scores. Crowe is thrown out at second, but the run already scored. Indians winning 4-3. Tigers' 3rd straight loss. So can they snap that slide in game number 2? After a 1 hour, 53-minute rain delay, we had extra innings. Bottom of the 11, tied at 1, 2 outs. Jason Nix didn't hit it hard, but you know what? It found the right spot. Getting something started. Once again, 2 outs. Next batter, Robbie Weinhardt walks Carlos Santana. Winning run in scoring position. Next batter, that's Austin Kearns. Thank you for coming out. God bless. Good night. Kearns, his 3rd career walk-off. Tigers' losing streak is now at 4. In my hand, the top 10 plays from Saturday. Starting at number 10, Rays and Yankees, Nick Swisher. Hard the first, but check out Carlos Pena making a grab and the flip for the out. Great backhand to stop. Pena also had 4 hits in the Rays' 10-5 win over the Yankees on Old Timers Day at the stadium.
Let's go number 9, Open Championship 3rd round. Sergio Garcia, par 5, 5th. This is 3rd shot in the hole. That was an eagle. Garcia 4 under, tied for 12th.
Number 8, Tigers and Indians. Miguel Cabrera having an MVP year, but Andy Marte making an MVP-type play. Starting a 5-4-3 double play. Look at that stop right there. And turn it around the horn. Indians win the game 4-3.
Number 7, Dodgers, Cardinals. Garrett Anderson thought he had a double and set Albert Pujols. A fantastic stop and throw to first. More to come from this game in just a bit.
Summer League Kings and Bulls, Omri Caspi from half court. Yes, sir. Caspi getting it done. They practice that every day after practice.
Too bad they couldn't do it in regular season.
Yeah, that's when it really matters.
All right, let's go number 5. Diamondbacks Padres. That's Tony Gwynn. Rusty Ryle can't catch it, and now Gwynn on his horse. All the way around, 2nd inside the park home run this season. He only has 3 home runs total. That means 1 outside the park.
That would have been a single for his daddy. Dodgers and Cardinals, Casey Blake III, Felipe Lopez, and Albert Pujols. And look at Albert Pujols with this stretch. 2 great plays there. Felipe Lopez, and then look at Albert stretching it out.
Number 3, par 4 17th, Miguel Jimenez. Check it out.
That, my friends, will be shown for decades. That shot.
Miguel Angel Jimenez. Yes, sir.
He would double bogey, but shows great imagination.
That was just number 3. I'm interested to see what's better. All right, Michael Bourne. Lastings Millich at the wall. Nice grab. Right there, he's going to get his name in the paper. See, it's the paper right there.
I feel like we have a golf theme because we're going back for number 1. Henrik Stenson, par 4 13th. He had quite a day. Final or 3rd round 67. This rolls in for Eagle. He's 7 under. He's 8 back of the lead.
That's given out to everybody. Top 5 North score. Runners on the corners. Vicente Padilla, the pitcher, doubles over the glove of Felipe Lopez. Run will score. Dodgers up 1-0. Padilla's first RBI of the season. He allowed just 1 hit in 6 innings. Pitched just as good as he hit it. And as you see, again, first 20,000 fans got the party hats. Bottom 8, runners on first and second. Cards down 4-0. Birthday boy Craig doubling to left. Scores Brendan Ryan. Jonathan J. Justin Miller gives that one up. And suddenly the Cards trail 4-2. Our boy Craig 2 for 22 in his big league career entering the game. Same inning, 4-3. Runners first and second. Jonathan Broxton comes on, and okay, so Pujols is going to at least pinch hit with a full count. Broxton gets a laser of a ground ball over there to short, gets out of the jams, and Joe Torre thinks, I'm going to be fine, except you still got to play the 9th, and Broxton's been out there throwing a lot of pitches. 2 out, runners on first and second, and here's the birthday boy again, Craig. Look at that. Yadier Molina. Namir Molina, Yadier. Score tied at 4. Next batter, Matt Holliday, and as we all know, Joe's cheese fries make you clutch. Broxton gives it up here. Andre Ethier can't get it. Jay comes around to score. The Cards take it 5 for their third win when trailing entering the 9th inning. 21-4 at home against the Bums since 04.
Outs. Santana rocks Pat Burrow to sleep. Santana, 12th game this year where he allows either 0 or 1 run, but he's only won 6 of those 12. Bottom 9, Giants down 3-1, 2-1. K-Rod throws a close pitch. Home plate ump Phil Cuzzy calls it a ball. Rodriguez is like, yo, where was that pitch? Cuzzy's like, yo, you want to get that bass out your voice when you talk to me. Take another look. Cuzzy looks over to the Mets bench, not happy with somebody over there. What? Jerry Manuel would come out. Nobody was ejected, though, but then again, nobody hugged and sang Kumbaya either. Later in the at-bat, Travis Ishikawa rake it to right center. 2-run score. Giants tie the game at 3. K-Rod blows the save. He also throws a career-high 47 pitches. Next batter, 1 out with the runner at first. Andres Torres doubles to right. Ishikawa, oh, he wishes he could score instead. Held up at 3rd. So runners on 2nd and 3rd with 1 out. Next batter, Freddie Sanchez at the dish with the infield playing in. Grounded to 3rd, David Wright does right. Throws home. Cuzzy calls Ishikawa out at home. Let's take another look. Ishikawa looks like he slides home safe, but hey, come on, they're umpires. They're human. Cuzzy, tough day. Later in the inning, Aubrey Huff with the game tied at 3, grounds out to first. We're going to extras. Top 10 in extra innings, same score, 1 on 2 outs. Ike Davis, this kid was just fierce. Doubles off the wall and right. 1-run scores. Mets retake the lead 4-3. Ike, 5 hits, 5 RBI the last 2 games of this series. Bottom 10, Giants down 4-3. Runners at 1st and 2nd. Rodriguez gets Eli Whiteside whipping, so K-Rod blows the save, but he gets the win. Mets go on to win it. Top 1, no score. Pettit facing Carl Crawford. Crawford lays down the bunt, but Pettit all hustle. Keeps the dangerous Crawford off the bases. For what Crawford couldn't do, though, Carlos Pena does on the regular to Pettit. Hitting .316 career against him. 5 home runs. 2 batters later, it's Pena facing Pettit. Booyah! Pena takes Pettit deep, his 20th home run of the season. 6th career jack off Pettit. Rays take an early 3-zip lead. Top 3, Yankees down 3-2. Pettit facing Kelly Shoppach. Pettit's going to throw a ball, but he comes up lame and starts grabbing his left leg. Pettit would come out of the game with a strained groin. He was sent to the hospital for an MRI. Bottom 5, tied at 3. Price facing Derek Jeter, runner on 2nd. And Tampa, they call this Davis Island beats Harbor Island. Jeter's just filthy good. 2,850th career hit. Brett Gardner scores. Yankees take a 4-3 lead. Later in the inning, Alex Rodriguez facing Price. Get at me. Right back towards Price. RBI single. Jeter scores. A-Rod 73 RBI. Yanks up 5-3. Bottom 7. Yanks up 8-4. If Alex Rodriguez were to punch you in the face, you'd have to resist the strong urge to thank him. A-Rod, the most interesting man in the world, or at least in this highlight. 15th homer of the year. 598th homer of his career. 43 homers against the Rays. That's the most that anybody has battered Tampa. Yankees win the game 9-5. Oh, but these two will get to know each other a whole lot.
It's strange but true baseball from Boston. See it for yourself in the 4th. Texas trailing by a run. Nelson Cruz drives one to left center. Josh Hamilton will score easily. Cruz trying to make the 3rd base. And the throw from Dusty Brown dropped by Adrian Beltre. Cruz going to get up, score on the air. So that's not an inside the park home run. We have some of those coming, but that's not the one. Rangers 2-1 lead. Take a look. That one just tried to put the tag on him and threw the ball away. Beltre's 15th error of the year. In the 5th, runners on the corners. Michael Young, good hitter. More hits than any Texas Ranger ever. Strikes out here in a double steal. Elvis Andrus sort of hesitates. Now we throw back to the plate. Julio Bourbon slides in easily. We have a swipe of home. The Rangers up 3-1, as you see. Brown, little double clutch there on the ball. Marco Scutaro, the throw back, not in time. Bourbon stealing home. Rangers' first steal of home since September 23rd, 2001. Home half of the 5th. C.J. Wilson, command of his pitches, strikes out Billy Hall there in the outside corner. Gets his target against Beltre in the 6th. Got to hit your spots. Mike Cameron. There's the glove. Glove didn't move a whole bunch. Wilson 6 2/3, 3 hits, 1 run, a career best 10 Ks in the 9th. Tying run on. Scutaro lines out to Andrus. Neftali Feliz there getting that out. Texas goes on to win it 4-2. Rangers 12-3 in the last 15 on the road.
6 no score. Chris Iannetta facing Wood. Yo, Travis, you lost. Iannetta deep to left. Solo shot, his 7th jack of the year. Rockies up 1-0. Houston Street in the mound for the Rockies, or if he's in New York, it's Houston Street. Bottom 9, 1 out, 2-2 count for Drew Stubbs. Stubbs lofts one in the center for the base knock. Dusty Baker like that. Really like that. Next batter, Ryan Hannigan. He hits one in the center. Stubbs goes to third. Runners at the corners. Rockies looking for their 10th shutout of the season, but it's getting tight. Yo. Next batter, Chris Heisey. A big old fat nothing. Strikeout, 2 gone. Next batter, Brandon Phillips. 1-2 count. With runners at the corners, Phillips, you ain't got to go home, kid, but you got to get the heck up out of here. For the first time ever, the Rockies beat the Reds 1-0.
Guess the score. Alejandro Sanabia. Not yet. Not yet. No. All right. Well, if you haven't seen him, you should. Sanabia gets Josh Willingham to ground out to third, end the inning. Sanabia 5 1/3, no earned runs. Bottom 5, 1 on, nobody out. Gabby Sanchez. A lot of space out there for that one to bounce around. Marlins are up 1-0. Top 9, tying run on first, 1 out. Michael Morse, line drive, single to right. Adam Kennedy. What's Adam going to do? Watch out for second. Whoa, boy. Get back. No, look at Hanley Ramirez. Hensley with a nice play. Kennedy cannot get back to the base in time, and the Marlins win it by the count. Odds came out in camouflage, so this should be difficult. Bottom 6, we're tied at 3. Everett Cabrera with 1 on and 1 out. Ball deep to right off Edwin Jackson. Kristen Orfia is going to score on this baby. Cabrera in with a triple. Padres take a 4-3 lead on the 3-bagger. Next batter up, Tony Gwynn. 2-1 count. Mark Reynolds meets with Edwin Jackson. All right, what are we going to do? All right, next pitch. Gwynn shows bunt. Miguel Montero throws to third. Cabrera caught off the base. Reynolds has to dive to make the tag, and now it's go time. We're all MMA here. The benches are going to come out. Yeah, these guys look upset. Eventually, as always in baseball fights, there's no real haymakers thrown, but there was a lot of discussion about the play, and as you see, Cabrera swings his leg around, almost kicks Reynolds in the face, and sure, that's going to get a guy all uppity. The spike's inches away from Reynolds' noggin. You know, it's a hazard of the game, you would think. Cabrera eventually ejected for this bit of a mess. It's still steaming. Bottom 8, back to baseball. Denorfia leading off the inning. I have that as a home run. Second homer of the game, tied a career high with 4 hits. Padres up 5-3, and then it's Heath Bell against Montero in the 9th, and I'll take Bell in this one. Low ground up. Padres win at 6-4, 7 straight home win for San Diego, and now a season best 17 goals. Home team has won all 3 coming out of the All-Star break, so they have some good mojo left over in the ballpark. Here in the 3rd, 2 outs, Angels up 1-0. Ichiro Suzuki, and look at Eric Ibar. That's a good stop and a good throw because Ichiro can get down that line. Hey, Torrey Hunter had a birthday today as well. 35th birthday on Sunday. Line drive, Josh Wilson doubles off Howard Kendrick. Playing in on that one, and good play there. Hunter 1 for 4 on the birthday. Top 10, 2 out, Jose Lopez facing Kevin Jepson. That's a clutch piece of hitting right there. Singles through the left side. Franklin Gutierrez, rounding third, headed for home. Brown-eyed handsome man, he's in. Mariners take a 2-1 lead. Safe down there at second. All right, last wraps, 1 out. Runners on first and second. Ibar against David Argent. What do we got there? Bob Davidson says, check swing. You went around, so half the swing, it's a whole strike. He's done. Second out of the inning, and next batter, Kendrick. About the same thing, and this time you're done too. Mariners win it 2-1 and avoid the...
Bottom 2, no score, 1-on-1 out. Freddie Garcia on the mound facing Delman Young, and Young says, ladies, look at your man, now look at me. Back at him, now back at me. 2-run shot. Young's 11th of the year. Twinkies lead 2-0. Top 6, 2 on, no outs. White Sox down 3-2. Nick Blackburn on the mound. Carlos Quentin looked like he hit a sand wedge. Deep to center over the head of Denard Span. Alex Rios, Paul Konerko score. 17th double of the season for Carlos Quentin. White Sox lead 4-3 now. Bottom 8, same score, 1 out, runners on the corners. J.J. Putz pitching. J.J. Harding at the plate. J.J. schools J.J. Next batter. Span ripping a grounder to short. Alexi Ramirez throws to second for the force to end the inning. Putz escapes a jam. No runs allowed in his last 23 and 2/3 innings. In the ninth, Twins down 6-3, runner on first and second. Bobby Jenks coming in had completed 15 straight save opportunities. Dude had trouble here. Jason Kubel singles to left. Orlando Hudson scores. Twins down 6-4. Next batter, Michael Kadire. Represent, son. Singles to center. Joe Mauer scores. Twins down 6-5. Jenks said later, I just didn't have it. My cutter was coming back. My sinker wasn't sinking. Jenks taken out of the game. Sergio Santos now pitching. Next batter, Jason Repko. Repko walks on 5 pitches. Bases loaded, still nobody out. Young looking for the first walk-off hit at Target Field. Now, each team had 16 hits in the game. Only one of them mattered at the end. Young, a single to center. Nick Punto easily scores. That tied it. Rios with the wide throw home. I mean, real wide. Kadire comes around and scores on the throwing error. Ball game. Twins win it 7-6.